What's up, everybody? This is the PlayStation Lifestyle Underground. We are an unofficial podcast of PlayStationLifestyle.net. I am Hugo Stiglitz. You can find me on PSN as Hugo Stiglitz _420. And I got three other guys with me. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
I'm Steve Beto. I'm the community manager over at PlayStation Lifestyle, and my PlayStation Network tag is Tyler X Durden.
Hey, I'm Wani Barra, and my PlayStation Network name is Jackman1997.
And I'm Brian Mashala. My PSN handle is CloudStrife768.
Awesome. I think we'll keep doing what we're doing. We'll talk about what we're playing, and then we'll get into the topic. Lately, I've been still playing a lot of Project Cars, playing a little Drive Club 2, and I forgot to mention it the last couple of weeks, but I play my Vita almost every day, if I'm at work or on the train. I've been replaying Metal Gear Solid 2, and I'm near the end, and going to get into Metal Gear Solid 3, hopefully, and I can't wait for that, because that's one of my favorites. That's actually pretty much it. Oh, yeah, I've been playing a little bit of the Wolfenstein, The Old Blood, but that's about it for me. When do you guys want to go next?
Yeah, sure. My brother actually got married last weekend. I was the best man, so I was really tied up last week, and I didn't play anything. And then with all that kind of settling down, I played the Unfinished Swan today, and it was pretty good. It was kind of a
Nice. Great game.
Definitely a change of pace from Watch Dogs, but I really enjoyed it. It was a cool, quick experience, similar to Journey. I really like that, actually. It's kind of like almost a one-sitting experience, like a movie, and I really enjoyed it.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, but that's it for me this week.
All right. Let's see. What have I played? I finished Broken Age. I finished Act 1 last week, and then this past week I played through Act 2. That had to be one of the worst experiences I've ever had. I did not like Act 2 whatsoever. Yeah, Act 1 was phenomenal. Great writing. Okay, I'll tell you what. The writing is still great, though. Phenomenal writing. So it's a good experience. But the actual, puzzles you have to do and stuff, the logic, it throws it out the window. It stops being, kind of clever, and starts acting like a really, really, really old adventure game that has, its own type of logic in it that no one could guess. It's kind of difficult because I had to use a walkthrough every now and then. And then in the first act, I used a walkthrough maybe once, and that's it. Yeah, that was pretty annoying. Other than Broken Age, I've been playing Destiny. I finally been playing it. I got to level 8, back when the game first came out. Didn't play it until this past week, and then now I'm close to level 20. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's about it. Just catching up on things.
Witcher 3.
That's it. Just Witcher 3.
Pretty much. It's a huge game, so I've put easily 20, 30, I don't even know how many, at least 30 hours into the game, and I'm pretty much in the first area. Second area.
How's the combat for that game?
I played the first one on PC. I played a little bit of the second one. I couldn't play too much of it because my PC just couldn't handle it, and I didn't have a 360, so it's a little different with a controller versus a mouse, but I enjoy it quite a bit. It's not easy, and it actually involves a little bit of thought and strategy.
Yeah, it's cool. It seems like a big game, it's too big for me to handle right now. Yeah, that's cool.
If you think it's too big, it definitely is too big. It's like Skyrim. If you don't have time for a Skyrim, then you don't have time for a Witcher.
Yeah, I did not have time for Skyrim before the Witch was out.
That's actually one of the reasons I've been a little hesitant to buy the Witchers. I mean, I'm still Not even close to being done with Bloodborne, and I have a lot of games on my plate right now, so that's why I was gonna get it day one, but I'm gonna actually have to wait, especially considering how ridiculously long it is. I've heard like 100 to 200 hours, which is just like, that's so daunting to me. But it looks like a really awesome game, and I played Witcher 2 a little bit on my PC, and I definitely like the gameplay, because I think like I was talking about last week, I could not get into Skyrim just because I hated the gameplay, and but thankfully The Witcher has some great gameplay, so I think that is a game I could get into.
Yeah.
But were you done, Brian? I think everyone went, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Witcher 3.
All right, cool. We'll get into the topic. We're gonna make our E3 predictions. I think each of us are gonna try to go for like 4 predictions. I think we said, or whatever. And I'm sure we'll have some stuff to add after that. I guess I can go first. The first thing I want to predict is I think we're gonna see a bit of Guerrilla Games' new RPG.
Yeah.
There hasn't been a lot of information about that, but I'm a huge fan of Guerrilla Games, so I am pretty excited about that. And I think that we might probably just see a teaser or something, but I think it most likely will be at E3. Other than that, I think The Witness is finally
going to
get...
one at a time.
Sorry.
Let's go in a circle and do one at a time, and kind of so you don't have to do your whole list
Okay, yeah,
at
that
once.
works.
Yeah, and then we
But
can
kind of-
reflect on it.
Yeah. Going back to yours about Horizon, which is like the code name.
Mhm.
I don't know if that'll be the real
yeah.
name.
Yeah, it's probably just a code name.
I'm excited to see what they do with an open world, because I feel like, I do like Killzone, but I mean that's pretty narrow of a creative tunnel to be stuck in. I'm kind of glad to see them be able to branch out, open world, like kind of their own universe, their own storyline and stuff. So that'll be really cool to see, I think.
Now,
Yeah, I definitely think they can handle it. They're one of the most underrated developers there is, especially technically. I mean, they're up there with Naughty Dog as far as like graphics and optimization.
And that's because with
it's...
Killzone they seem one-dimensional. Like we know that's not the case, but to the general person it seems like they only do one thing.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Do you think that they'll open with that game or close with that game?
I think it'll be somewhere towards the middle, because like I said, I think it's only going to be like a teaser.
Yeah.
So I think they might throw it in somewhere in the middle. Like I don't think that's like an opener or a closer, to be honest.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah.
But
that feels more like a game that they'll tease here, and then they're gonna have their own conference. What is it called? PlayStation Experience in December.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll always show it off there in more of a gameplay style. Yeah.
Definitely.
It's like what is it, like a snowy areas and dinosaurs, or like what is something like that?
Yeah, I mean, there's very little information about it,
Yeah,
but the
rumors.
couple leaked images were there was a dinosaur and snowy stuff, and
that's exciting.
Yeah.
Forget the redhead.
I love dinosaurs.
yeah, me too. Did you see that game that I think it's like an MMO that's gonna be out on PC first?
I did see that.
But you can like ride dinosaurs and stuff. I forget the name of it, but it looked awesome.
Me too. It looks cool though. It did look cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
forget the name. Damn.
I'll go next with my first one. My first prediction is that they're gonna have like a little section on free to play. Because they got Deep Down, which is still out there somewhere, and that's got to resurface.
hopefully.
Yeah, it's got to resurface at some point. You got Let It Die, which was announced last year, but we haven't seen anything since then, and a number of other free to play games that they have in the works.
Is
Is
Drawn to Death free to play?
I think so, and is H1Z1 also free to play?
Seems to be. Yeah.
I don't know about H1Z1 anymore.
Is H1Z1 still coming to PS4?
I
Yes.
think
I
it's
don't know.
supposed to, but things went up in the air when Sony Online Entertainment got purchased.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of been, kind of lull. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We shall see. But I think they'll devote a segment of time to that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And they'll use it to be like, oh, here's more diversity to our ecosystem and stuff like that.
Right. Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. And speaking of diversity, I'm pretty sure they'll have a section for indies, like they do at every conference. They have just like show
Yeah.
like it's like a showcase of indies, like 8 or 9 of them, just all at once, just small, quick gameplay segments, and like they'll announce them back to back.
Yeah.
They've always been big supporters uh, of the indies, so that's pretty cool. I'm excited for
Yeah,
that.
there'll probably be some new indies, but some of my other predictions were involved. Like, there's been a ton of like indies announced, and a lot of them still haven't come out. And I think
Yeah.
E3 will be when we finally see some of them announced, like for its release date. But I won't go into detail. I don't know when you guys want to go next, or
Go ahead, Brian.
Brian.
All right. I'm calling it right now. I know everyone's thinking it. I know everyone in the world is thinking it. The Last Guardian
Okay.
is PS4.
I knew that's where you're
oh
going.
god,
It's
Here's
coming
where it
out.
is, all right.
It's coming out this year. This year,
I
that will be the holiday game from Sony. And
I
it'll
really
be
hope
digital
to God
only,
that's true.
PS4, $50 in
I
November.
don't know something
50?
about it that. Well, yeah, why 50?
At this point, I think they need to do something to remind people, hey, we know we announced this game like 20 years ago, but it's still a thing. It's still relevant. We're not going to charge $60. Just please play it. That's.
Okay.
I think that's what they
That'd
have to
be
do.
interesting.
Because how many people still care about The Last Guardian?
A lot. I'm sure a lot of people.
It keeps coming
I mean,
up,
but-
so some people do.
That game is if I could have any game right now, that's like very high on the list, like probably in the top 3. Like I can not.
And that's for a
Just
lot of
any
reasons.
Team Ico game.
You want
need another
You
one.
want their team to like be able to move on. You want that to be the Team Ico. You want that in their past.
Yeah,
Let them work on something new. Like obviously this game isn't what it was, or things have changed drastically over time. So just let them move on.
well, see, I'm fine with them like doing this, like doing the same series, but yeah, I mean it's like once they get this done, I mean hopefully they can get working on something else. But I mean I have to be honest, like I am more excited about anything they can do within this series than anything new. Like to be honest, like because I just love Shadow of the Colossus and Eco, and I really hope it finally comes to fruition, because they keep saying every year that it is still being worked on, and it had to go through a little transitional period, and it's like I was gonna predict it myself, but I'm a little superstitious, so it's like I don't want to say it, but to me this year is the one that makes the most sense. Like this, especially with Uncharted getting delayed, this year makes the most sense as far as it, showing it and hopefully releasing it this year. Because I think it's been delayed so long that I don't think that they want to, say that coming out in 2016 or coming out like soon. Like I think they want to wait. They want to wait till it's actually ready, and to a point that the wait won't be too long, so people will actually believe them that it's coming out. Because I think a lot of people have lost a little trust with them when it comes to this game, because it's just been delayed so many times over and over and over again. So to me it makes a lot of sense for them to not talk about it a year or two from release, and so I think Brian is probably right on the money as far as if they do announce it, it probably will be released the same year, and I really really hope that that's the truth, and Sony needs it right now, because with Uncharted 4 gone, I mean, they're left with just like Until Dawn, and I mean that might even come out in the summer, and No Man's Sky, which also might come in, not near close to the holidays. So they really need something, and I do think they have a few things up their sleeves, and I hope that's one of them.
The problem also is, if The Last Guardian doesn't come out this year, does it really matter if it ever comes out after this year? Because I mean,
I feel
I
like
think
yeah.
There's the lull. I mean, I'm sure I know Team Eco has a great pedigree, but that was
Hmm.
in when did Shadow come out? 2005, something like that. 2006.
4 maybe, might have been 4.
Over a decade ago, they were relevant. That's like rare territory where they meant
Yeah.
something once before, but they haven't really done anything, or you know, it's just one of those things where the more time that passes, the less relevant they become. So if it doesn't come out this year, it doesn't. I don't think it. I personally don't think it's going to matter if it comes out at all, because it's going to be dead in the water. I mean, a bunch of people will buy it just because it's Team Eco. They've been waiting forever, but it's not going to sell as much as anyone thinks it will if it doesn't come out this year.
Fair enough. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. All right. Next
You
one,
go
I guess.
number 2. What you got?
Oh, caught me off guard a little bit. I think we're gonna finally see what Sony Bend is working on. I have no idea what it's gonna be. Personally, I hope it's Resistance 4, but
That would be amazing.
who knows? I love Sony Bend because two of my favorite handheld games is games they've made. Like what they did with Resistance Retribution on the PSP is absolutely astonishing to me. Like not only I don't even mean like graphically or anything like that. It's just like the quality of that game it's crazy. It's like it's one of the first like console quality modern games that I played. Like cuz I had a PSP before I got a PS3 and stuff, and it's like playing the multiplayer, it's like reminding me of Call of Duty on like the full consoles, and it's like the single player is amazing as well. And it's like I honestly, Retribution is probably one of my favorite game, or close to my favorite game in the whole series, and it's one of my favorite third person shooters ever. It's like there's a ton of games on PS3, like full console games, and even on PS4 that I don't like as much as Resistance Retribution. And Uncharted on PS Vita is also really an amazing game. Like, so I really have a big appreciation of Sony Bend, and that doesn't even include the stuff they did before, which I'm sure there's a lot of people that know them more for that stuff, like the stuff they did on PS1 and PS2 with
Siphon Filter.
What's it called? Siphon Filter. Yeah, and so it's like I don't even know them for that, and I still like really am looking forward to whatever they do next, because I think they're a really underrated developer, and I think they're really, really talented, just based on what they've done with their last two games,
I'm really disappointed that they weren't given Resistance Burning Skies. I think they could have done way better with that. That would have been a home run for the Vita.
I think everyone was disappointed.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, they
especially
got
after
the
they
franchise.
played it.
They know the franchise. Like,
I mean,
why would you let that get away from you like that? I don't know.
100%. Yeah. So like, why rush it? Like, why do you have to come up with Resistance 6 months later after Uncharted? Why not just give Sony Bend time to make it after they finish Uncharted? But there's a lot of mistakes Sony has made with the Vita, and it's like I definitely didn't hate Resistance Burning Skies, but it definitely could have been way better. Like, it's definitely nowhere near as good as Retribution or the rest of the series.
I mean, really,
it's not. I don't think it's too terrible for a handheld shooter. I don't think it's too bad.
But it's Resistance. It should have been a system seller, and it was a 5 on Metacritic instead.
Well, it wasn't a good game. I mean, I platinumed it in 2 days. That's all there was to do in it. There was no replayability.
Yeah,
the multiplayer wasn't good.
I don't know.
I don't want to open that can of worms, but it was massively disappointing, especially after Killzone came out for Vita.
Oh, but yeah. I mean, well, Killzone's just astonishing on Vita. Like, but I don't know. I heard it was bad before I got it, and that might be why I actually kind of enjoyed myself. But it's like there's not a lot of real first-person shooters on Vita, so it's like I don't know. I'm still glad I own it, and I still play it from time to time, I guess. But yeah, like I did get the platinum and stuff, but it's just still nowhere near to what a Resistance game should be. But I still think it was at least decent.
Yeah.
But I'm a huge Resistance fanboy, so. But so yeah, I mean, hopefully we see Sony bend because I know they've been working on something for PS4 and don't know exactly what, but I think hopefully we'll find out.
Fair enough.
Okay, my second prediction is we're gonna see the Bloodborne expansion, and it'll be playable at E3 and come out probably like late September, early October.
That makes sense, yeah.
That came out of nowhere. But yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I can see that easily.
I hope I'm actually done with the main game before that comes out.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's so brutal. It's like
so tough. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm a bit stuck. But I mean, to be fair though, it's like I have been playing so much Project Cars that I haven't really given it the effort that it deserves lately. But yeah, I mean, hopefully it's not like you know, announcing the expansion and then it's out like a week later because it's like then I won't even be able to get it when it comes out. But yeah, that does sound like it's definitely a big possibility.
Agreed. All right. If we're all done with that one, my second predictions. It's gonna be that was a weird one, but what if we see Call of Duty at the Sony conference?
Possible. We've been hearing rumors about it for a while.
Yeah, because in that behind locked doors or whatever, they had the screening for news outlets, and they had the game on PS4. So
yeah, usually they do it either on PC with
or
Xbox One controllers or on Xbox One, and I think this is the first time they've showed off the PS4 version.
Yeah, so that's
Seems
interesting.
like,
Plus,
this time around, that's becoming more common because the console games run better on the PS4, especially early on.
Yeah, especially early on. You're right.
Mm-hmm. So yeah,
and it's the leader of this generation, and the controller's better.
Exactly. They go where the money goes. So
it does make sense, but it is kind of nice to see personally. It shouldn't annoy me, but sometimes I do get annoyed when it's like, oh, they're not playing the PlayStation version. But it shouldn't bother me. But I'm just like, I don't know. I'm like that for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But that is a high possibility. I mean, they were predicting the same thing last year. Like there were rumors that Advanced Warfare was going to switch the whole DLC exclusivity to PS4. But I think they were still into contract, but the contract actually ended with Advanced Warfare. So there is definitely a high possibility that Call of Duty might switch over.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna bundle this up in one little short package here because it's console exclusivity. I'm gonna say Battlefront also will be shown. You know, just like two big third parties are gonna be shown at Sony's conference.
Yeah, I hope also Metal Gear Solid 5 is shown at Sony's, but it might not be. Who knows?
It was shown at
they might want to show it off at Xbox, just because Xbox has never played. They've never got their own Metal Gear Solid other than Metal Gear Rising, so I think that's why they did it at what was it, E3 2013 when they first showed off the Phantom Pain. I think it was at Xbox's conference.
I think so. Yeah,
sounds about right. Yeah,
might do it again, but who knows? We'll see.
Mm.
I'm sure that the Sony conference will have quite a bit of third-party support, though.
Yeah, more than it did in recent years.
Hopefully not more than last year, because last year was almost all the third party.
Yeah. Oh
practically. Hopefully less, but I'm sure they're still gonna have some. Just
they'll
I
have
think
some.
Sony is starting.
Last year, what kind of took over a little bit was kind of PS4 functionality with the third parties, because that was the Far Cry thing, and that took a while.
Oh yeah.
That the handoff the controller thing, share play.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
that was kind of they introduced it at that part.
That's true. Yeah. I definitely hope that they don't spend any time on TV or any stuff that people don't really want to hear about, because they've made that mistake the past couple of years, I think, and I just
Powers.
hope they don't do it this year. I hope they learned from Powers last year.
I don't know.
Like,
Powers,
because
has
I
been
think
signed for a
everybody
second
complained about it.
season.
Oh yeah, it did pretty well for them. I was reading some of the.
I have no problem with
stuff.
them mentioning it, but I just hope they don't spend like 5 minutes on TV like they did last year, because it was pretty annoying to a lot of people, and I think that was their number one complaint about last year's E3 too. So hopefully they learn from their mistakes. I mean, I understand they're gonna mention it, but
I read these things from their investors conference, something like that. It was or investors call, and it said that there was like a high amount of people that that transferred into PS Plus through Powers or something like that. I don't know. It was fascinating to read. Yeah, it was actually really interesting to read. It was like the Powers did pretty well for them, a lot more than I would have thought. Than I would have thought.
Yeah, I watched the whole season. I mean, it's not the greatest show, but I did enjoy it. I mean,
yeah.
It was a bit entertaining, but hopefully it'll get better, But
we'll see.
Yeah, I think Brian, you still got a couple left, right?
Yep. Okay. I hope I'm not taking anyone's. I guess I have a twofold one, depending on the factors involved here, but everyone's thinking it. Everyone is talking about it. Everyone's getting hyped for it. Fallout 4 is real.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be announced at Bethesda's conference. It'll be coming out this year. In December.
Wow. That's bold.
If
I can see that.
If
Think so?
If Fallout 4 does not come out this year, if it's actually slated for maybe the summerish time next year, Bethesda will still have a surprise game coming out this year. It'll be a remastered Skyrim Legendary Edition for PS4 and Xbox One.
Dude, honestly, before you even said that, I knew that's where you're going, because I kind of feel that way too. It's like, I don't know why, but I feel like that they need something this year.
Yeah, if you're not playing a Bethesda Studios game by the end of this year, be it Fallout 4 or Skyrim, then there's no point in them having this conference. So something relatively big has to come out of it.
That is true.
And that's what I think is going to happen.
That is true, yeah.
It's true.
Someone was spotted.
Yeah, heard that too.
All right, Hugo, number 3.
All right.
Yeah.
I have one that is like kind of involves a lot of games. Like I think there's a whole ton of games that have been announced, and we haven't seen them since, and I think they're finally gonna get release dates. So I hope I'm not stealing any of you guys' predictions, but I do have quite a few. Like No Man's Sky is one. The Witness for sure. I mean, The Witness has been long overdue. And it's like they finished all the puzzles like a long time ago, and they've just been, in the final stages for forever it seems. Also, Rhyme. I really hope that game is coming out this year because I'm really excited for that. And the Tomorrow Children, for sure, because I mean they had a what was it, an alpha test in December, so it's they've got to be at least somewhat close to that. So, and also, what was the other? Oh, Rocket League. So it's I think all of those games, I think all of them are going to get release dates. Not just being shown, but release dates as well. And I mean, there's a whole ton of other games that I think that will probably be shown. Also, I have to add the Journey remaster will finally get a release date too.
Yeah.
Because they did say it's coming out in the summer, and I think they will mention it. And it's I've played that game a bunch of times. I still can't wait for the PS4 version. So, but yeah, hopefully I didn't steal any of you guys' predictions. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think this is actually going to be, a lot of release dates as far as some of the higher quality, AAA quality indies that they've announced, in the past and just haven't released yet, because there is quite a bit of them. There's definitely a lot that they've announced and
Absolutely.
still hasn't come out. And I think that E3 is when we'll finally start to see release dates for those games.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go next. My third prediction, and this one's kind of my bold out there prediction, is that The Getaway is getting rebooted for PS4. Sony really, their first party franchises really don't have like a really strong open world game like that. Not so much in a fantasy or a sci-fi setting, just a current time, like current time, current in the present, the setting. And I think they see the success of Grand Theft Auto, and I don't understand how you can not try to have something at least in that genre.
Yeah. I don't think I ever heard anything about The Getaway, but that was because that was before I really got into a lot of.
It was big
gaming
on
stuff.
PS2. I remember it. It was an awesome
What
game.
exactly is it?
It was
Kind of like a
70s
similar
Grand
to
Theft
Grand
Auto.
Theft Auto, but yeah, set in London, I think, right?
Am I crazy? Was it
Huh.
like 70s? Or am I thinking of a different game?
I think you might be right for number one. I know when they were making number 3 for PlayStation 3 and it ended up getting canceled, but that was present day.
Yeah, that's right.
I actually had not played I never played the first two on PS2.
Sounds pretty interesting. I like that.
But yeah, I mean, there really isn't a Grand Theft Auto type game for PlayStation. And since Grand Theft Auto was originally like a kind of a PlayStation exclusive, it seems like that's really a market they could really own.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I'll go for my third one. Is this? I will say that I'm kind of. I don't know. I don't feel good about this one because no, I do feel good about it because I'm sure it's gonna happen, but I don't feel good. I don't feel good about it because I don't want it to happen. Project Morpheus will be shown for a good amount of time in the conference. Hopefully they don't do another whole what was it called Wonder Book situation.
Oh man.
That was terrible. But I feel pretty confident that they're gonna have some good time for Project Morpheus because they have for one they have the lead in making VR a much more consumer friendly type of activity. Mm-hmm. So I feel like if they know that, then they will put some time in their conference for that, even if we don't want to see it. Hopefully they convince us that it was worth it, but as of now, I'm not excited for that.
Yeah, I mean, it especially makes sense because it is supposed to be coming out in 2016.
Yeah.
But I think, I don't know, did they say, like, what time in 2016? I thought it would be early 2016, but I could be wrong.
I believe
if it's later,
2016.
I thought I heard summer.
If it's later 2016, then I could see them waiting till next E3. But considering I think it is, they said early 2016, they probably will. And I agree with you that, I mean, I'd rather them not spend a lot of time on it. And I know the way Sony does things, if they do, they probably will. I mean, the problem is that with Morpheus, that's more something that you have to experience yourself. So showing it at a conference isn't really going to do them as much good as just, having demos and letting tons of people getting their hands on it. Because, I mean, so far, that's kind of what they've been doing. They've been relying on word of mouth and the media to kind of promote it. But knowing Sony, I would not be surprised if they brought it out onto stage and then talked about it for 10 minutes or something. And it's like, I hope they don't. Like, I mean, unless they have some, like, really crazy awesome game that they want to show off, then I'd be okay with it. But I just have a feeling that they're just going to show, the kind of gimmicky games that they've had so far, and just talk about it for a couple minutes, and how they usually will do things. And I'm not super excited about it, although I am definitely super excited for the actual Morpheus, but it's just like there's no need for it to be at an E3 conference.
I don't know. I kind of
opinion.
feel like they're gonna show it. I know they're gonna show it. Like, and we all said 10 minutes. We don't want to see 10 minutes. They're gonna do the 10 minutes. They're going to. They're not gonna have it out for a short amount of time. But I think they're gonna have a killer app with it too.
I hope so. I really hope.
I really think that they are well aware that this is not like the Move. This is not something that's established. They need to bring it out, and they need to blow people's socks off. They need to make people want this. You know, you can't come out and have demos.
For sure.
You need something that's going to blow people away. And my only worry is that because it's a VR headset, that's going to be really difficult to do in a conference setting. You know, because you can't put it on.
Yeah,
like all those people can't
sure.
put it on. You're going to see an image on the screen, but I mean that's not really going to. Yeah, that's not the experience. You know, the image on the screen, like a big screen TV. That's not what your VR is really all about.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my only worry about it. But I hope they kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And maybe they'll work out some way to demo a game without, you know, because usually when you show a VR game on like a big screen, it's like there's two separate images because that's how the game actually displays. Because you know how VR works. But maybe they'll figure out a way to do a trailer that does fill up the big screen. You know, because I don't see them putting, you know, that double, you know, vision type, you know, thing that they usually show with VR. Like I like if they're going to do it at E3, I think they're probably going to have something set up to where it does fill up the screen, although it will be, you know, maybe a little different to illustrate that it is VR and not just a regular game. But
yeah,
I don't know. So hopefully if they do it right and not, you know.
And didn't Sony recently open up a studio just for VR games?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's more evidence towards their importance.
Sony Northeast, I think it's called. Sony Northwest,
I think,
maybe.
Isn't it in the UK?
Yeah.
I think it's in the UK, right? Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. All right.
Anyone else?
I think we're on
Am I next or
Brian's number 3? I think.
All right. I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I had another prediction to go with my previous prediction that I forgot to mention, but in regards to the Fallout 4 thing, I also predict that instead of Microsoft, Bethesda will do an exclusive timed DLC deal with Sony. So all the DLC will come to PS4 first, before it goes to Xbox One. Mostly to make up for Skyrim being broken on PS3, but yeah.
Here's a little asterisk that you have to put on. Is it going to be day one DLC or is it going to be like down the road DLC?
Like just like Skyrim had it, so the next year of DLC or something after release will be on PS3 or PS4 rather for a month. But again, that's cheating. That's going with my Fallout 4 prediction. So my real third prediction, we will play Uncharted this year. It's going to be a Super HD remaster of the 3 games. Sorry if I stole your prediction.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
There's no way that we're going this far without playing an Uncharted game. So
no way.
I also think it'll be somewhat similar to what Halo Master Chief Collection did with the multiplayer, and they're going to combine the two into one giant playlist.
Well, I mean,
that would be cool. Yeah.
The Uncharted 3 multiplayer, it pretty much had all the maps for Uncharted 2. They were just different times of day, different weather.
Yeah.
But it's so cool.
That's true.
Yeah, I really, really, really hope you're right on that one because I can't believe that hasn't happened
Me too.
yet. I mean, just in the market of remastered games, how is that series the only one that seems no one will touch? We've gotten Sleeping Dogs. We've gotten stuff like Darksiders 2 is coming.
God of War 3.
Yeah. How is there no Uncharted?
DMC4.
Yeah, it seems.
Well, I think the issue
crazy.
is Naughty Dog. I think Naughty Dog wants to do it themselves instead of handing it off to someone like Bluepoint, which I would be fine with them doing that because Bluepoint is awesome. Yeah, Bluepoint is. But I mean, Bluepoint might also be busy because I mean they have been doing other stuff. Like they did the. I think they did the 360 version of Titanfall and maybe some probably some other game, but it seems like oddly the king of remasters last generation has not been doing remasters this generation. It seems like they've been doing just ports, to the older consoles. I mean,
true.
as far as I know. But it's like, yeah, I mean, I think Naughty Dog is the problem why we haven't seen Uncharted trilogy yet.
Also,
and I guess I don't blame them for wanting to do it themselves because they are the best at it. Like, and especially with their experience with The Last of Us remastered, I could see them wanting to do it themselves. And also because of that, I have high hopes for the trilogy if it does come out this year. Like, I think it'll be awesome and even more technically sound than the Last of Us was, which pretty much couldn't have got better as far as remasters go. It run almost perfectly 60 frames a second and looked phenomenal. Like it's for a remaster, I mean, and yeah, that was actually my next prediction. But other than that, I do think we're definitely going to see Uncharted 4, and I think it's going to be, what was it, E3 2009 style with, the giant set piece. I think that's what we're going to see as far as an Uncharted 4 demo. Like, I think it's going to be one of those mind-blowing big set piece moments, like the whole building collapsing and,
Oh, yeah,
you guys remember that E3 demo, right, for Uncharted 2, where, the building collapses and, they're shooting everybody and they jump into the next building, and I think it's going to be that type of big set piece thing, and maybe they might even show off the multiplayer for Uncharted 4 a little bit too. But yeah, also I think we'll also get an Until Dawn release date. But that's pretty much my fourth prediction, other than the trilogy.
I think we already got an Until Dawn release date.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. August 25th, I think.
Oh right.
Wait, we did?
That was this week.
Yeah.
Prediction confirmed.
Yeah, there you go. You got it.
Well, I mean, I just Googled it. There's still no real release date.
Wait, I thought...
Oh, wait, no. Hold on.
Well, if you go to PlayStationLifestyle.net and search for Until Dawn in the search bar and add to the traffic for the website...
Right. Yeah, they announced it this week, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, now I got it. It's just... When I searched it on Google, it said there's no release date, but now I see that there's a couple recent stories about it. August 25th. Uh-huh. All right, so much for that prediction.
There you go. More on the subject of Uncharted 4, do you think that they'll release a beta for the multiplayer?
Yes.
In this year.
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you almost have to with the way things have been going for these
That's
multiplayer games.
I should have thought of that.
Everything is broken, so they have to.
Maybe is it going to be
They did do it for 3, and
they're going to
with
have
Uncharted 4 not releasing this year.
I think they'll have a pre-order.
It makes a lot of sense.
Pre-order beta, so you pre-order the game, you get in the beta.
Maybe. I remember for Uncharted 3, they had a Subway thing. That was weird. A partnership with Subway, and you had to go buy a sandwich, and they gave you a beta key. So yeah, I did that whenever Uncharted 3 came out. But the pre-order one sounds more realistic right now. So.
Or you get put in the beta automatically for the remaster of Uncharted.
Oh, maybe. Actually, that would be a better idea. Yeah. Buy the remaster and get the beta for Uncharted 4.
Oh my god.
Yep.
That's a very good idea. Yeah.
That's too easy. That sounds too easy.
Oh.
I want all those things too badly for it to really happen.
I just thought of another prediction. Doom. We're gonna see Doom.
Yep.
Oh yeah, easily. Yeah, we'll see Doom.
Definitely at Bethesda's.
Yep. And I think possibly a release date for the beta at least this year.
Right. Oh yeah, because they announced the beta with the New Order,
Wolfenstein. Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see the beta.
I would say they're kind of pushing their statute of limitations on that announcement too. You can't announce the beta a year ago and then still not say anything about it.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like they'll make up for it by being like, oh, the beta's coming out in 2 weeks or something like that.
Right. I can definitely see that. So my fourth prediction is that the Drive Club PS Plus edition is going to get dated at the conference. It'll be really short.
Yeah.
Really, they'll touch on it briefly, and but they'll put it out there, and it'll be like very soon.
How about
Yeah,
this?
I think that's why they haven't announced it already, is because they are saving it for E3, which does make a ton of sense.
Like, how about immediately? Like, it's on the store right now.
That's almost likely. They like doing that these days, and that's actually a really good.
I love it too.
Addition. Yeah, I would love that a lot.
I love it when they do that, and I hope they do it more. Yeah, I think they will too.
It's a good point.
Yeah,
you know what? After you said that, I think that's probably the way they're going to do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It seems perfect. It's like, here's the thing we promised like a year ago, and sorry about that. Here it is. It's on store right now. You can get it,
and it's free. You
it's
just can't
free.
go wrong with that. It's like when they did the was it at PT was last year at E3, right?
That was Gamescom.
No, Gamescom.
So like that was huge.
At
and then
E3
also,
it was Entwined.
When was it
20.
PlayStation Experience when they had the EA games, just the 3 games that were just free?
Mm-hmm.
See, yeah, they're definitely going to be running with this, and they're going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I love getting surprise games that are just ready that day. It's definitely
It's pretty great.
awesome that they do that. Like last E3, it was Entwined.
You're right.
The PT was Gamescom. Hopefully this E3 they do a couple, different things, which would be pretty awesome if they do.
Hopefully. I have my last prediction. It's I'll do that one. The Vita will not be mentioned once besides the indie showcase section.
Sad but true.
Yeah, I was just going to say the same thing. Sadly, that is almost definitely true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunate, but there you go. Yes, since that was a short one, I'm gonna have my final one, last one for sure. It's I'll go after Brian. Brian, you can go.
I'm glad you're letting me go because I actually have a fairly hilarious follow-up to your prediction.
All right.
That we actually will get an announced Vita game that's not an indie. It's going to be something completely out of the box. We're going to get... I don't remember what the initiative is called, but the same initiative that brought us Broken Age and stuff like that and Grim Fandango is a little different. We're going to get another one of those, but Sony has something big up their sleeve. Crash Bandicoot, new game, Vita, next year.
Wow, that is a very bold prediction, sir.
Very bold. That's a Double Fine
That'd
production.
be awesome.
It's a huge, bold prediction.
Is it likely? No. Is it probably going to happen? No, but that's my completely out of the box, not going to happen, but you never know kind of prediction. Sony is the kind of company I feel like they'll still put that kind of money down on a platform that just doesn't sell in the West anymore. I think they could do it, though. And I think it would actually sell units.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully you're right. But we'll see.
I'd love to see anything on the Vita as far as like exclusive or just AAA type thing, but I doubt it.
Yeah, it's sad, but it's
probably the last AAA game the Vita will ever get is Resident Evil Revelations, which actually I'll add that as a prediction. I think they're going to announce the release date for that. Revelations 2.
Yeah, yeah. They said in summer, right? In the summer they'll come out.
Yeah, they did.
They'll just give a definitive release date, probably.
Hopefully it comes out sooner than later, because I do actually want to play that.
Mm-hmm.
On Vita, though. I'm not going to...
Yeah.
All right, my last prediction.
PS4,
I'm saying it's at the Sony conference, but because I love Sony and I love PlayStation, and I really want this to happen, but I'm pretty sure it'll be at the Microsoft conference if I'm actually betting money on this. But they're going to show Mass Effect 4, and they're going to announce the Mass Effect collection. So BioWare obviously is going to do this, but
Yeah.
sadly, I think they're probably going to do it at the Microsoft conference.
Yeah, or they could
Yeah.
do it at the EA conference. Is EA having a conference?
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
that's
so,
right.
Yeah. If anything, they'll show it at EA and then
Oh,
at
right,
Microsoft
right.
as well.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about that.
Well, Microsoft goes before EA, so I think they did that a lot last year, where they have a couple games announced at Microsoft or something like that, and then down the line
and they go more in depth.
Yeah, they show off a lot more.
it's
Like
possible.
what was it with a set they did this with Black Flag one time, where they
and with Far Cry 4 they did that with Ubisoft.
something like that.
Right.
That's true.
But I think one way or another, those things are coming this year.
Yeah, definitely. For sure. Here, I'll do the one I had from earlier, the final one. It is that we will hear something, even a small, tiny, like slight tease, like I'd say 10 seconds at the most, maybe a little bit more, under a minute for sure though. A tease for Quantic Dream's new game. Also an announcement for Beyond Two Souls remastered.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. It's a big possibility, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, I got that. Also, Media Molecules unannounced IP, that one as well.
And definitely Tearaway Unfolded.
Oh yeah, that'll get a release date for sure.
It does? Oh, sorry.
No. I'll say it will get one.
Oh,
probably
okay.
there.
I was gonna say.
And yeah, so that's mine. Brian, you got anything?
No, I got nothing else.
The one thing I will say about like all our predictions is that like there's so much going on at Sony right now that we know is going on, but we don't know what's going on. You know what I mean?
What?
So like there's so many things that they're working on, but we don't know what it is.
Yes.
So like,
okay, yeah.
Not necessarily they're gonna be like surprised when we find out what they are, but we know that there's something. I don't really remember that being the case in the past. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a little more prominent right now because, people are complaining about it, and they have a right to some degree, that there is a lack of first-party titles, and Sony is leaning pretty heavily on third-party support right now, especially with Uncharted being pushed out of this year, which I never really thought it would come out this year, but just it kind of adds to the fire a little bit, where we know there's things happening. There's so many studios that are quiet. Something's just it has to be just to stave off some of the people complaining about the lack of first party games. We got to hear something. I'm sure Sony feels the same way as we do. That's why when we're talking about it, I'm sure they've been thinking about it for a long time and they know it. They're not stupid, so that's probably why a lot of this stuff is so. Just we're talking about it so much now is because it's got to happen. There's almost no choice for Sony not to mention some of these things. At least, I mean, Crash Bandicoot on Vita is probably not going to happen, but some of the other things, Uncharted trilogy probably is going to happen this year. Last Guardian, who knows? But I'll say it probably has to happen.
Right. That's a good point.
I agree. Yeah. So, does anyone else have any more to say?
No, I think we hit my extra ones for sure.
Yeah.
Like, there's, like I was saying before, there's quite a bit of games that have been announced, and I think any of them could be mentioned. Alienation, Hellblade, I think is a high possibility, because they've been showing a lot of developer diaries with that game, so I think that maybe, we could even see like a release date or a demo, or Also, Killing Floor 2.
Oh yeah.
That was announced at PlayStation Experience, but
Mm-hmm.
it is already. I think it's in early access on PC, but
Yeah.
even still, it could be close to being done. Soma, which is like that horror game by the people who made what's it called?
What's it called?
Amnesia.
Yeah, there we go.
Amnesia, yeah. Also, The Forest, Abzu, which is that game that's made by the art director and the composer of Journey, which is a pretty awesome combination, if you ask me.
Yeah.
The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. It came out months ago on PC, so I think there's a strong possibility that it could be, almost done or ready for PS4. Also, Volume, another game they've been showing off as far as developer diaries on PlayStation's YouTube channel, and Shadow of the Beast as well. That's another one that I think they showed a little bit more of recently. I think they might have demoed it or showed some gameplay to some of the press.
Right, they had an
that's
event.
Another one that,
I think it was in Europe.
that was announced a long time ago. And,
were the headliners, kind of.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's what it was. So it's like there's quite a few big games that have been announced a long time ago and we haven't seen since. Deep Down's another one, but who knows what's going on with that. But also that game Wild they showed last year at Gamescom. There was a few games that they showed at Gamescom that we haven't really heard of from since. I think there's definitely a lot of possibilities as far as like indies, but like some of the higher profile indies, like or more AAA
more like the people that
type
have
indies that take
people that have taken over
develop.
the double A whatever style of games, like the mid tier.
Yeah, that
ones.
is kind of.
It's kind of that
That is kinda
that
what
niche market that Ninja Theory's trying to kick up is the AAA indie.
Yeah.
It's those high quality games that are just have that indie feel to them, an indie publisher, self-published.
Yeah, like Outlast was kind of like a AAA indie. I mean, there has been a few AAA quality indies. Like, I consider Ether one double A or quality, and I like to see that stuff. Like, because a lot of people complain about indies, but it's like if they're coming out with AAA quality or double A quality, it's like, I think that hopefully will change the perception of all indies being 8-bit, 2D platformers and stuff like that. Because it's like the indies I'm excited about are all like, very close to AAA quality. And so I think they do have a lot longer development time, which is why we haven't heard from those games since they were announced. But I think that this E3 we could see a lot of them because there's a ton of them that are overdue, especially like I said earlier, The Witness and No Man's Sky and that stuff.
Yeah.
But I'll be really happy if we see a bunch of that. Like a lot of people are like saying, "Oh, Sony doesn't have a whole lot for games this year," and I'd say that's completely untrue if you consider all the games that have been announced. And it's like if those games actually do come to fruition this year. Like a lot of them, then it's like I'd take all those games over a couple AAA games any day.
Yeah.
Because it all adds up. I mean, it's not. I love my AAA, but I mean, a whole bunch of great indies to me is worth more than a couple, AAA first party or third whatever exclusive. Like, so hopefully we see a lot of that. But I think, we'll probably see a bit of that. Some third party, but hopefully we also got some surprises. Fingers crossed for all that.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Well, that about wraps it up. I mean, we there's a lot to be excited about. I think that's what to take away from all this. Hopefully, they bring a lot of it to E3, and it's only 2 weeks away, so. We gotta hang in there.
Yeah, it is coming up quite quickly. So, yeah, that's a good thing. So's Arkham Knight.
Hell yeah,
it's coming out pretty soon, right? Yeah. But that was a good one, guys. Yeah, thanks for listening. See you later.